Hello and welcome to the Stitch with Love podcast. I admit I forgot to check what episode number we're on, so I don't know, but it is the first one of 2023. My name is Shannon. I am a knitter and crocheter living here in New Zealand. Yes, I am living in New Zealand, but I'm living in Palmerston North, New Zealand. I live with my cat Ash, who is currently staring at me from under the table, and my husband John, and this is my knitting and crafty podcast. It's been a little while because of Christmas, so it may be a relatively short one today, and I'll get into why. But before we do that, if you are new, welcome. I would love to have you stick around, and if you are returning, thank you for coming back. I really appreciate that. So I have been knitting, but I've been knitting a lot on a couple of particular projects, basically multiple versions of the same project, and I will get into that in FOs. And so I've not really been podcasting. I was meant to do Vlogmas, but life happened. I tried to do it, but my husband and I got COVID for the second time, so that kind of threw a spanner in the works. And then we had family coming, I was finishing work for the year, and there was just a lot happening. So that's why I haven't really been around, because I didn't podcast because I was meant to Vlogmas, but I didn't Vlogmas because we got COVID. And there was a lot of other things happening at the same time. So it's just one of those things. But we are back, and so we'll get straight into FOs. So I stop blabbering a bit, because I'll blabber after. So I have 4. Now keep in mind this is since I last podcasted, which I think was at least a month ago. So please don't feel bad. Also, these I actually was meant to finish ages ago, because these are Christmas presents, but instead they're getting sent up to family in Auckland once they've finished blocking and wrapped and everything. So I have 4 Anchors jumpers for my nephews. Some of them inside out because they either need to be blocked or have just been blocked. So yeah, it's inside out. But there's one. This one I just finished yesterday. It's the smallest one. The biggest one, which is the one I started with. That's the oldest one. So yeah, I have 4 of them. This has been the majority of my knitting. So the yarns I use, there's a variety here. We have Hobby Horizon. These are all 100% acrylic because I wanted them to be able to be machine washable. My sister-in-law has 5 kids. Horizon, I can't remember the colourway. I have absolutely no idea. This is Hobby Tivoli. Again, I can't remember the colour. No, this is not Tivoli, actually. Never mind. This is Tivoli, and so is this. They stopped Tivoli and then they brought out Amigo, which I'm pretty sure is the same yarn. I don't know for certain because I've not had Amigo since they brought it out, but pretty sure it's the same. So yeah, if you want something similar to this from Hobby, go to Hobby and get the Amigo, because I think that's the what it's called now. So Hobby Tivoli, this is Tivoli as well, and then this is Stylecraft Special DK. I think it's just called Yellow. So those are my finished objects. The pattern is by Petite Knit. It's a good pattern, but I have to be completely honest, after knitting 4 of them, I am very bored of it. Because I knit 4 of them in the space for like a month. So yeah, next year. Wait, why is it next year? This year, I need to get started on gifts a lot earlier on. I'm just having a drink. It's thirsty. It's thirsty? I'm thirsty. It's hot. It's summer here. It's leftover grape juice from Christmas. I have another 2 bottles of it that my mother-in-law left, so we've got to get through it. But I have one that's open in the fridge and it's taking up space, so I'm finishing it. May as well. It's a Sunday. I've got work tomorrow. May as well have some grape juice. Cool. So yeah, great pattern, but I am sick of it now because I knit 4 of them in a month. I don't recommend doing that. You will drive yourself insane. Learn from my bad decision making. Don't do that. I don't know what to say about them. They're knitted on 4mm needles. I used my Licker set, and then I actually did the arms. This was it's not a first, but it hasn't happened for a while. I actually did the arms on DPNs, which, to be honest, wasn't sure if I would enjoy it, but it was actually really good. I whizzed around. I'm normally a magic looper, but I found some 4mm DPNs and I was like, you know what, I'll give it a go. These sleeves were so fast. Once I got off Body Island and I got into the sleeves, it was home stretch. So, yeah, actually wasn't too bad. Maybe I will try socks on DPNs. That's my plan for next month. Yeah. I'll explain why that is later. Whips. My Advent whips did not get finished during Advent because I was too busy knitting those. So this is using my Mama Willing Watercolour Wonder Advent. This is the Waxing Moon shawl, which, despite being nowhere finished, is still massive. Look at this thing. Isn't it beautiful though? But it is huge. It is huge. I can't remember the designer's name. Oh, I'm blanking. It's knit on 3.75mm needles. At least that's the size I'm using. This stitch marker is by Mama Willing. See if you can show that. This is on her plush fingering base, which is 85% merino, 15% nylon. Almost said superwash. That made no sense. And then this is the main colour that came with it. This is figgy pudding. So this was the 100g full skein that I opened on Christmas Day. I have all my minis in this little bag. This bag is by Bailey Made It on felt, which, if you don't know what that is, it's like a New Zealand crafty version of what? That made no sense. New Zealand version of Etsy. So all my minis, you can kind of see them. They're in there. And they're all living in this bag, which is a Mama Willing project bag, and it's beautiful. I love it. I love the colours. It's so pretty. I am using this project as part of my 30 for 30 challenge. So if you are not part of the Knitty Natty membership, this month our make along is 30 for 30. So we choose a project for 30 minutes for 30 days. We're going to try and knit on it. Yes, so for 30 days we're going to try and knit on that project for 30 minutes until it's finished, and then switch to another. This is my 30 for 30 project. And so far, we're going good. We've done 7 days. So it is coming along. I think I've done 2 wedges. So, that's not bad. My washing machine is finished. I can hear it going, yeah. And another Mama Willing project bag is my other Advent project, which, that's all there is. This is using my Yeah Yarn The Wild Advent, which is beautiful, but I've not really worked on it because I've been too busy focusing on prezzies. This is her sweet sock base, I believe. I can't remember what the, wait, hold on. I've had here 75-25. So 75-25. So this will be, not currently, will be the Red Vent Cardi by Amber O'Brien. But I'm only onto the second colour. The full skein I'm using with it is actually not Yeah Yeah yarn. This is Rainy Day yarn on her Bio sock, which I cannot remember the percentage of. The colourway is, I'm blanking on that too. I have to watch back my previous podcasts and have a look. Did I just spill? I've just noticed I've spilled grape juice on my laptop. It's only a little bit, it's on the top, but just noticed that it's looking a little wet. But yeah, I cannot remember the name of this. I feel like it's something to do, it's like Fallen Petals or something, I'm pretty sure. But I can't quite remember. And I used that to do my cuff. And I'm this far on the sleeve. It's knit sideways. I'm using 3.75mm needles. These are my Knit Pro, no they're not Knit Pro, they're Knit Picks Caspian needles. Yeah. Don't know what else to say about that. There's not much to show. However, I started working on this again today, so hopefully I'll keep working on it throughout the week, and then next week you actually get to see more of the colours and see more what it looks like. I hope. We'll see. Now that my obligation knitting is out of the way, I'm cycling through projects. I'm doing a little bit and then switching to another one, just so I can make progress on each one. And I'm hoping as well that way I won't get bored like I did with those. It's summer here, so there's flies everywhere and they're driving me insane. Did I leave? I did leave the project bag over there. I'm in my comfy trousers because I went out earlier to get stuff for work and now I want to chill. So I'm in comfy trousers. The aircon's on. And life is good. So, we have, this bag here is by Little Black Hen. I picked this up at Fiberfest in November. So that was the yarn knitting fiber arts fest show thing. Relatively small, actually very small, but lovely, here in Palmy last year. It was a lot smaller this year than it was the previous year, and I think that has a lot to do with COVID. Also, I don't think, they didn't really advertise it very much, so I don't think a lot of people like put their hands up to be vendors, because I didn't know about it until I was on Blowfly, until I was on Facebook looking at just events in the area, seeing what was on, and I saw it, and I saw it like the week before it happened, so I think that's why there wasn't many. But in that bag we have a shawl. This is the Beauty Queen by Callie Monster of Monster Knits. And this is how much we have. I'm almost on the first section. So for the first section, I'm holding 2 yarns together. We have Countrywide. That's the wrong one. Countrywide, yeah, Countrywide yarns, hand-painted sock, 75 merino, 75% merino, 25% nylon 4-ply. Does it say the colourway on this? No, just shade 354. So that's fun. But yeah. So I picked this up from Fox's Cottage last year. Was it the year before? What was last year? May have actually been the year before. No. Yes. Yes, the year before. Sorry, brain not working. This is Mama Willing. This is her Misty Mohair, which is her mohair base, and Mohair Silk. Can't remember the name of the colourway though. I have to have a look on Ravelry. I do have it listed, but I can't remember what colour. But it's a lovely grey blue. So I'm holding those together, and then the next section I'll just be holding this single. This is Die Happy Yarns on her Harmony 4-ply base, which is 80% Polworth, 20% alpaca, both New Zealand fibres, in the colourway Vulnerability. And then Prosper yarn, I have that in here too. This is Goddess, which is 60% New Zealand Kid Mohair, 40% Merino lace weight 2-ply, in the colourway Patience. And that's what I'm using for the lace sections. I think you're actually meant to hold the mohair pretty much all the way through, but I didn't realise that when I looked at the pattern, and so I didn't have enough, so I'm just kind of changing things up a little bit. That's fine. I'm using these are 4mm needles. I couldn't have a look. I couldn't see. These are the Caspian Knit Picks ones again, and then I'm using one of these swivel cables that I picked up from Knit World, and this is from the Knit Pro Mindful Collection, the swivel cords, which I'm really enjoying. So yes, that was what I was working on before I recorded this podcast, so that's going to stay out because I'm currently just finished a right side row and I need to go back the other way. Right, I have some socks, but they haven't been touched, so I don't really see the point in showing them because they don't look any different. So hopefully they'll look a little bit different later, but right now they're the same place where they were, so I feel like it'd be kind of boring. So we'll kind of get into some acquisitions. With my Yeah Yarn Advent, instead of getting just one full skein, I got a sock set. So this is what I opened on Christmas Day, and this is why I have one of the reasons why I have a non-Yeah yarn as my main for this Advent. Look at this. This is Sweet Sock Set. So same base as the Advent. Palms Prism. So it comes with a full skein, 20-gram mini, and a progress keeper. Oh, and a stitch marker. There's a stitch marker in there too, they're separate. How pretty. So obviously these have not been cast on yet, because I have 3 pairs of socks on the go. And I don't really need... No, I got 4 pairs of socks. 4 pairs of socks on the go. I don't need any more. Really don't. I need to finish the ones I've got. I'm running out of project bags and needles, and so just, yeah, don't need more sock cast-ons. But it's very pretty, and I'm looking forward to casting it on. And then in the last package of the Mama Willing cast-on calendar, I got these. So these are on plush fingering. This colourway is Down the Rabbit Hole. And this colourway is Wonderland. Now these are absolutely stunning, and I wasn't sure what to make with them, and then I was scrolling Ravelry because I want to start knitting jumpers for when I go to uni, when it starts to cool down a bit. So I was looking at what there was, and there's this really lovely pattern by Anna Johanna, and I cannot remember what it's called. My brain is just all over the place. But I do kind of want to think about doing a separate video of like dream future cast-ons for this year. So I'll bring it up in that. And so I went onto her website because she had listed more of these, And originally I was thinking, because I'm thinking, well, I'll use this as the main colour and this for the colour work. And she had listed this separately. So I was like, okay, I'll go on and get another 2 skeins of this. But she only had 1 available. However, she had 3 of the 2 together. So I bought the 3 sets of these 2 together. So now I have 4 skeins of each colour. So I'll be knitting a jumper out of it, and then there'll be, I don't know what I'm going to knit with the rest of it. But I love this colour so much, I'm not bothered. It's very much down my alley. So yeah. I think in the sense of non-chitty chatty, I think that's it really. So if that's all you wanted to see, thank you for being here. I hope to see you next week. If you want to stick around though, and we'll have a bit of a chat, and we can do that. My necklace is irritating me, sorry. So, I don't want to make promises, because whenever I make promises and I say this is what I'm going to do, life seems to have a way of telling me, haha, that's not happening. And I don't want to make promises I can't keep. So, but I have goals. I have goals for this channel. So I do want to get back into podcasting once a week. And then I also want, you know, when I can, to put out a second video. So this coming week, I kind of want to do a everything I made in 2022 video. I've seen quite a few of those, and they're quite interesting. So I'd be quite keen to do one of those. Sorry if you can hear the wind, it's really windy, but I need to have the doors open because it's so hot. Anyway, so I want to do that. I plan on recording that either tomorrow or Tuesday, because I'm working a full day. I'm working 7 till 6 on Wednesday, but I want to post it on Wednesday. So if I can record it tomorrow, edit it, list it, get it ready to upload on Tuesday, and then it'll go up Wednesday is the plan. Pardon me, I think it's the grape juice. It's the plan, but whether or not that happens will be another thing. And then I also want to do a like, as I said, a future plans video of like what I want to knit. It'd be kind of nice to do some vlogs, especially if we go back to uni. But we'll kind of see how we go. But I would really like to post more on this channel and build this channel up, because I do enjoy it. I enjoy doing it, and I enjoy talking to others about knitting and stuff. And my husband tries, but he's not a knitter, he's a gamer, and I am not a gamer. And so we listen and we support each other, but it's not quite the same as being able, you know, him being able to chat to his mates about the game that he's playing, or maybe able to chat to other knitters. So, you know, I do like doing this. It's just life this past year, 2022, was insane. But we are into a new year. I am back to work tomorrow, which I'm kind of have mixed feelings about. I don't feel ready. I feel like it's come around really fast. And I feel like I've only just started to recover from last year and the Christmas period and everything else. And I'm sure I'm not the only one who feels that way. So it's kind of a little bit all over the place. I start uni in about a month and a half. End of February, I start my course. So we've got a lot going on, but it's exciting. I'm very much looking forward to going back to uni. It's something we've spoken about for a couple of years, and so I am very, very much excited. For those who weren't here when I was talking about it before, I am going to be doing a Bachelor of Accountancy, so I'm going into accounting, and I'm very much looking forward to it. So yeah, but I hope that now my, as I said, quote unquote obligation knitting is over. I can knit more on these projects down here. my goal is to finish these projects, clear out some of these project bags so I can get started on knitting things. So I've got a scratch. I can get started on knitting like sweaters, because I don't have a lot of knitted sweaters. I have one that I wear, I've actually worn quite a few times now. I've worn it when we've gone to concerts in the park sort of thing, and that is my Kero, which is, if you haven't seen it, I don't have it here, it's in the other room. It's a brioche yoke, and it's oversized, and at first I thought it was too oversized, but then as I've worn it, I actually quite like the fit. So I'm thinking I'm going to keep it oversized. So yeah, it actually is quite, it kind of feels like almost like a sweatshirt, in the sense of it's a little bit oversized, but it's comfy. And it's really nice with jeans, and I like the colour. So that I have worn quite a bit, but I want to knit some more. So that is my goals, especially for the first half of the year. Oh, and I was going to talk about why I spoke about potentially learning DPNs. So again, in the Love and Stitch membership, the theme for this quarter is challenge. And in February, it's all about learning a new technique, and I would like to learn how to knit socks on DPNs, and possibly also the Addy Trios, Crazy Trios, I think they're called. They're the same as the like the Flexi Flips and Higher Flyers, I think. They're the ones with like their little needles, and then they have a little cord. So they're kind of like a mix between DPNs and Magic Loop. And I would quite like to try those and see how they go. So that's what I'm looking at doing. But we'll see. Plans may change. Anyway, I am going to go. I've got stuff to do. I've got things that need to be done for tomorrow, and so I'm going to go, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Hopefully I will see you Wednesday. If not, hopefully next weekend, and I will catch you then. Thank you for being here. Bye.